Hey there, welcome to another video on brain and behavior. My name is Dr. Kapil Kakar. I am a psychologist and author who used to write for Times of India, Speaking Tree, and Mind, Body, Spirit and You. You may also check out 4 books that I have authored on Amazon. In a recent Netflix documentary, I'm sure you must have watched it by now, called Bad Boys Billionaires India, the story of Vijay Mallya is revisited. Let us understand what actually went wrong, not from a moral or political angle, but from a perspective of brain and behavior. Former Kingfisher Airlines president Alex Wilcox made a very revealing observation. He says, when walking around with a couple of Airbus salespeople, they kept taking Vijay in these other rooms and basically showing him their wares, and it turned into a shopping spree. Third was A39, which was $65 million each, A321, $85 million each, and A330, which was $170 million each. He further says that hence ordering billions of dollars of aeroplanes which were never part of the plan, showing impulsive buying, thus ending in a shopping spree. And one of the keys of keeping low-cost carrier is keeping things as simple as possible. And then later on he resigned because he thought that he was not a man for this kind of work. So this was catastrophic for a so-called low-cost carrier. One of the cardinal rules of running a low-cost airlines is simplicity, standardized fleets, cost discipline, and tight capital control. What happened here was the exact opposite. So the real question about brain and behavior, why did this happen? And yes, the answer lies in psychology and neuroscience. At that moment, it appears Vijay Mallya's amygdala overpowered his prefrontal cortex. As you know, by now the prefrontal cortex is responsible for judgment, long-term planning, impulse control, and risk-taking assessment. The amygdala, on the other hand, governs emotions, reward anticipation, excitement, and impulsive decision making that happened here. When the amygdala hijacks the PFC, you would watch my stress management video where I speak about it. Rational business logic collapses and even creates strong notion in hippocampus due to past successful experience that everything is manageable, which he thought he would keep getting loans the way he did in the past. So while he was buying all this, he thought everything was manageable back in India and he would raise loans. Now this isn't always the case, which his amygdala did not allow him to realize. When Vijay Mallya took over the business at the age of 28, he was relatively prudent, observant and disciplined. He learned the trade, respected financial boundaries, and operated largely from his prefrontal cortex. Now, when did the turning point come, which turned out to be an asset for him initially? The turning point came with the king of good times identity. Yes, king of good times. As Mallya began living the brand, luxury, excess, flamboyance, the lifestyle stopped being a marketing strategy and slowly became his emotional reality. What started as branding turned into identity. Pleasure, admiration, and social validation began reinforcing his behavior neurologically. This constant emotional stimulation sensitized the amygdala and gradually weakened the dominance of the prefrontal cortex, which is prudent, which is about long-term planning. Business decisions were no longer strategy driven. They became emotion driven. Ambition turned into overconfidence. Vision turned into grandiosity. Risk assessment turned into denial. This emotional impulsiveness crept in silently, quietly. He didn't realize it was happening. And this is what normally happens. And by the time when it became a habit, he walked into that Airbus sales pitch. He was no longer negotiating as a businessman. He was consuming as an emotionally primed individual. The aircraft purchase was not just overambitious, it was neurologically predictable. And this is what is not a business acumen. This was amygdala's dominance. And when leaders operate from emotions rather than cognition, collapse is not a possibility, it is an inevitability. So this is what we learn from Vijay Mallya's life and story, why the downfall happened, between brain and behavior, what happened. If you like this video, kindly share it far and wide. Take care. Ciao for now. Thank you.